Hey you, what up? I'm Maryam, welcome to my channel or welcome back. It's Faves X Fails time for the month of February, where I'm going to be talking about all the makeup products, beauty products, miscellaneous products that have worked for me as well as those that did not work for me. Of course, as with all of my Faves X Fails videos, I apply my favorite products to my face so I can show you rather than tell you why they are my favorites. Today, I created this look that I quite like. Rate this look down below. Basically, I'm going to walk you through everything. This is your cheat sheet video that I conduct once a month if you are unfamiliar. And it is the video that you need to tune into every month because it's the ultimate guide. It's the ultimate truth, Team Truth style reviews as always. So with that said, remember to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can see all of my Wednesdays and Sundays videos. And now let's get into it. Faves X Fails. Let's see how it goes. Well, before we get to my favorite primer for the month, let's just talk about primers in general. In my very humble opinion, I tend to think that primers in general are just very gimmicky. In general, generally speaking, I don't like most primers. There's only one primer that I really do like, and it's my Essence Tinted Primer that I've been wearing for the past, I don't know how many months, ever since I discovered it. But for as long as I can remember, I was always struggling to find that right primer for me. So in my book, what a primer is supposed to do is smooth out the texture for those of us with textured skin, for those of us with acne breakouts, bumps, pores, any type of unevenness. Also, it's supposed to provide a base for your foundation to grip onto. Oh, and a third thing that it's supposed to do, ideally, but I will accept the first two without this third thing, but ideally I would also like my primer to control my shine. Now, I know that's asking for a lot and not every single primer can deliver that, but I'm hoping to at least get 2 out of the 3 out of a primer, out of a decent primer, that is. The most decent primer that I have come across during the month of February is the new One Size Secure the Blur Makeup Magnet Primer. What I like about this primer is that it is mildly blurring. I'm not gonna say it's a game changer, but it does have some blurring benefits. I also like the fact that this primer feels a little bit cool on the skin. So kind of just like a nice, refreshing base, almost like skincare. Do I think it's particularly gripping or particularly oil controlling? Not really, but compared to the primers that I'm not liking this month, oh girl, this one is the one. Though it's definitely not the one when compared to my Essence one. Just keeping it real, keeping it honest. So my thoughts on this one is that I like it, I don't love it, but I definitely don't hate it. Setting that one right aside. Moving on to some primers that I did not love this month. Well, there were a bunch. All the primers that I tried out this month, I didn't love. Like, I didn't love the NYX Marshmallow Primer. I did not love the Milani primer. What was that? It was like, I don't even remember it really. But the primer that I didn't love the most is sadly LYS Secure Skin Gripping Primer with niacinamide and AHA. The reason why I say it's sad is because I really wanted to like this primer. It's a serum-like, skincare-like type of product, and it seems to have really great ingredients, plus it's from a clean, black-owned brand. This is a brand new launch at Sephora. It's fairly inexpensive, all great things. Unfortunately, this primer absolutely did not work with the LYS foundation. Like, it was just a no match. When I tried applying the foundation over this primer, the product was rolling into each other, so that struck me as very strange. Aren't primers and foundations from the same brand supposed to be formulated to work best together? In this case, a lot of people, a lot of reviewers, a lot of YouTubers were experiencing this pilling. I don't really like saying that word because I feel like I'm saying peeling, but with like a Laura Lee accent. Love you, Laura. Pilling, get it? Anyway, the primer and the foundation were rolling into each other. They were rolling off my skin, and that just tells me that there's no compatibility. These products are not compatible. It's not a match, okay? Sad to say, I can't get much use out of this, so I have to just set it aside, and it's in my faves. Fails. And it's in my faves. Not in my faves. Oh my god. It's sad to say, but it is in my fails. Moving right along. 2, foundation. This month, I'm really into this Bobbi Brown Skin Long Wear Weightless Foundation with SPF 15. Now, this is a full cover, oil-free, shine control foundation, which is why I love it, because I'm oily AF, I'm shiny AF. I don't need oil in my foundation. In fact, I need them all to be water-based. I've been wearing it a lot. I've been getting compliments on my skin. And for that reason, this foundation deserves to be on my faves list this month. You know, this foundation applies great. It glides on easily. You can stipple it or slide it on. It covers everything. It wears well. It's not streaky or cakey. It's texture perfecting. So I'm not sure how it will work with this primer. I have never worn it with this primer, but so far it's not a mismatch, so that's a good thing. Also, I like the shade range. I believe there's like 35 or 39 shades. My shade match is really good. It's not making me feel too yellow or too olive or too orange or too golden. It's just good. It's color correcting my skin. The only potential drawback with this foundation is that it is very scented. It smells like a spa, like lavender or eucalyptus or something spa-like, but it's definitely very fragrant. So if you don't like scents, you may not like the scent of this one. I'm personally okay with fragrance in my foundation, as long as it doesn't bother my skin. I haven't really found a correlation between my breakouts and fragrance in foundations, so I guess I'm just not bothered. If you're wondering what is this dark outline around my mouth, it's my self-tanner hack that I do from time to time. And I do have a video on that in my beauty hacks video that I will pop up in case you guys are interested in checking that out. This is essentially the face, looking good. A little flat, a little pale, but we will work on all that. Let's quickly talk about some foundations that didn't sit right with me this month. Again, there was a bunch of foundations that perhaps would be okay for someone else, but not me. That's kind of like the experience that I've had this month. So I tested out the Milk Makeup Sunshine Skin Tint. It was okay, but just not for me. It was a little too sheer, a little too balmy. The little deodorant roll-on thing was just weird and wacky. Felt kind of gimmicky. I need more coverage, so not for me, but I'm sure there's an audience for it. Moving right along to the LYS foundation. Love the color match, love the ingredients, just love everything that this brand stands for. Unfortunately, the foundation just did not work for me. It had a not so great wear test. My face looked very oily at the end of the day. It just wasn't for my oily AF skin type, but the coverage, although sheer buildable, is beautiful. And if you have normal or dry skin, this would probably be your best friend. I also wasn't too crazy about the new Morphe foundation. Like, it was okay at best, but it was absolutely not the best foundation I've ever tried. Like, I've heard so many people say, so many people were saying this is like the best of the best. And so my expectations were high. However, the wear test on this was better than I expected, and I can't say that I hate this foundation. The wear test was good, but I didn't really love how my face looked upon the initial application. Like, it wasn't perfect enough, it wasn't flawless, it wasn't friendly to my texture, you know, so my experience with this was exactly that. It was just okay. Like, I would reach for it again on a really, really good skin day, but why would I want to when I have better options? It's 2021, we have options. But the one foundation that I truly did not love this month, in the #1 slot for my foundation fails this month, is this Essence Pretty Natural Hydrating Foundation. Why? Because I had really high hopes. Essence makes my favorite primer, so I thought that just because I love the primer, I could potentially love the foundation. Did not happen. Tragic wear test, just not good, period. Also, this foundation is formulated with talc, even though it does not say it here. How convenient. I don't know, it actually felt very similar to the Morphe foundation, like very similar upon application, but the wear test here was way worse than the Morphe wear test. Obviously, I have reviews on all the foundations that I've just mentioned, so you can check them out for yourself if you don't believe me. But you shouldn't be here if you don't believe me. We're Team Truth. Moving on to a concealer that I like this month. No, it's not my Tarte Shape Tape. No, it's not my Pat McGrath concealer. It's not even the NARS. It's actually the L'Oreal Infallible Fullwear. It's good, not great, but it's definitely decent. So the shade that I'm using for my under eye is 380 Pecan, which is a little bit peachy. I like it because you can kind of color correct as well. It's good for just like the dark circles around the nose, you know. I have another shade that matches my skin tone a little bit closer, but I find that I like this shade a little bit more for the under eye. So I'm just gonna let that sit there for a sec. I feel like this is one of those concealers that needs to sit on your skin before you actually blend it out. While I wait, let me just talk about some concealers that I didn't like this month, some fails. Again, not that I didn't like it, I just didn't love it. Moreover, I was expecting more just because I've seen so many ads and just like so many people saying that it's the best thing ever. It's not the best thing ever, Laura Mercier. This concealer is okay at best, but it's not the best ever. Let's just like call it for what it is. This Secret Camouflage Concealer is a dual-ended product. It has a corrector on one side, so something that is a little bit peachier, and then a brightener, an illuminator on the other side. So where's the concealer? Literally, where is the concealer? I thought this was just a little like missing the mark. I actually just want a flat concealer to cover up my spots and then maybe a corrector for my under eye circles. But like I can get an illuminator anywhere, in a highlighter, in an eyeshadow, like in a cream stick. Like I didn't need an illuminator here. And also it's just like not the best coverage. It's okay at best. I've said my piece. Let me know if you guys disagree with me. You know, keep in mind, I am oily AF. I am someone who loves the Tarte Shape Tape, but a lot of people consider it to be very drying. So anything that is dewier than that is not good enough for me. I don't have crinkly under eye. I actually have a pretty flat under eye, I guess. So what I look for is coverage and brightness. A little bit of correction, but I don't want it to be sliding around, you know? I don't want it to be creasing and crinkling. Anyway, this Infallible concealer is pretty decent. It's on the fuller coverage side. I like that it takes a minute to set. It does crease, but again, it's not Tarte Shape Tape. But you know what, for however many dollars, drugstore price dollars, I think this is pretty decent. Generally speaking, I like the Infallible line. Love their foundation, liquid foundation. I'm not talking about the powder just yet. Wait for it. I also think this concealer is a hit. Like it just did everything for my under eye. And quickly. I'm just gonna set that with my beloved Pat McGrath under eye setting powder. This brush, you guys always ask me for these fluffy brushes that I use to set my under eye. This one has a number, C218 Blending Fluff, but it has no brand. So I'm assuming it's either like a sample or I don't know, it's probably from like a no-name type of brand. But anyway, you could probably get this type of fluffy brush from any brand, from Morphe, from Sigma. I will try to find actually something similar from Sigma and I'll link it down below. By the way, all these favorite products that I am tagging, you can find in my description. I'm linking all the products. These are my affiliate links, so I do get a small, tiny commission from your purchase if you decide to purchase from my links, but you are obviously in no way obligated to do that. This video is free and my advice is free. And by the way, I'm setting the under eye with my longtime favorite setting powder for the under eye. I don't really have like a favorite loose setting powder for the month or like a brightening powder. So in this case, I'm just using a fave as opposed to a monthly fave. So now that that is set, let's now talk about a setting powder that I love this month. I am talking about the translucent powder from LYS Beauty. I absolutely love their powders. They were so finely milled, just good ingredients. Again, great brand from someone that I personally know. I absolutely love this powder. I love the fact that it's really large. You could dip a big old brush into it. By the way, this one is also from LYS Beauty. It's the powder brush that I accidentally used as a foundation brush in my review video, but that's fine. So although the concealer and the foundation didn't really work for me, the powders were absolutely my fave. They were so good. Smooth, smoothing, finely milled, texture perfecting, not enhancing. And look, you could probably like already tell on camera that my skin is just looking a little bit more normal now that I've applied the powder. There's really only one foundation that I can wear without setting it, and that's the Bobbi Brown Liquid to Powder foundation, not the one that I wore today. But outside of that, every single foundation, no matter how oily skin friendly it is, it has to be set with powder for me because my skin produces oil within an hour after applying foundation. It's so annoying. All right, so now that my face is nicely powdered, let's move into some blush. I think you already know. You already know. NATASHA DENONA Love Cheek Duo is the blush for me this month. This one is just gorgeous. It is a cream formula that actually sets to a powder-like finish. It's just the most stunning color that looks good on everyone, and I've been reaching for it non-stop. Matter of fact, I mentioned in one of my previous videos, I left this product in the sun and I was so mad at myself because it had melted, but then I was able to just close it up, put it away, and it somehow magically came back together. I don't know how. Today I'm actually not going to be using this blush because I feel like I've used it a lot in my previous videos. I've talked about it a lot. You already know that I love it. I love the fact that it's a versatile formula that works well over powder or under powder or over foundation, basically however. It doesn't disrupt anything. But today I'm actually gonna test out another blush that could be potentially a fave. The only reason why it's not a true fave is because it's a really recent product. I'm talking about the new JACLYN Hill bronzer and blush duo. So the shade that I'm gonna be testing out today is this Lilac Love / Top Tan bronzer. I'm not gonna reach for the bronzer. I've liked all the other blushes so far. I've already tested out the Warm Flush and the Sun Kissed. I loved both of those shades, but this one was really looking so cute to me. It's just so springy. Lilac Love is just a great name. I feel like it describes it perfectly. So I'm gonna grab a clean brush and I'm gonna apply it. I'm gonna use a JACLYN brush actually. I'm gonna pick up this Lilac Love. I definitely see it adding something in the mirror, not so much in the monitor. Perhaps these lights are just too bright. In my mirror over here in front of me, it looks really, really lovely. Subtle, definitely very subtle. Perfect for a fair complexion, but I think I can also kind of get away with it. Definitely more of a buildable blush rather than like a swipe of color, but I like that for blush. All right, setting that aside, definitely reaching for it again. Moving on to the bronzers. I did try the JACLYN bronzers. I like the JACLYN bronzers, but I don't think I like JACLYN Hill bronzers as much as I loved the LYS bronzer. This shade that I've been using nonstop, Harmony, is meant for medium skin tones and it really packs a punch. I kind of like a punchy bronzer. I like it to be a little obvious, you know, because I believe in looking like a golden goddess, not an orange goddess. I didn't say that. And I feel like this bronzer can deliver that. It gives me that color without the orange. It is super duper smooth and easy to apply, easy to blend out, as opposed to like the Haus Labs bronzers. Those are very, very pigmented and I like them a lot, but you gotta use the right shade for your skin tone. Otherwise, it can look either a little too muddy because it's so pigmented, or it'll just look off like you're wearing product. Yes, the forehead is looking happy, it's looking healthy, and I love that for me. Just gonna warm up the back of the cheekbone, giving myself a quick little chisel like that. A pinch right here, pinch on the side of the nose, and then I'm gonna take my big brush that still has some powder on it, some translucent powder. I'm just gonna blend that out. Cool. Now going back to LYS Beauty, as much as I loved the shades of their cream blushes, the colors were just so stunning, especially this one here, Kindness. Love that peachy shade. Unfortunately, this product is formulated with avocado oil, and avocado oil is like a 3 on a scale of 0 to 6 on the comedogenic scale, which means that it could potentially clog your pores. So avocado oil is not ideal for someone who already has oily, acne-prone skin. So as much as I love the colors, these blushes were sadly not formulated for my skin type, so I can't really use them. Didn't really break me out, actually. It didn't break me out at all, but I'd rather not risk it, you know? Shall we move on to brows? I have a favorite this month in the brow category, and it is the new, where is it? Oh, there you are. The reason why I couldn't find it is because it's micro fine. It's so small, you could barely find it in the stash. Okay, Huda Beauty Bombbrows Micro Pencil. This pencil is so tiny. I've actually never seen a pencil of this size. Guys, it's smaller than a millimeter. It's like 0.9 millimeters. Although I'm not really a brow pencil kind of girl, especially as of lately, because I've been really leaning more towards the feathery type of brow, which is much easier to achieve with a brow marker, like the NYX one that I love for my last month's Faves X Fails. But this was a great product, and I'm absolutely happy to use it today. Even though it's not the style that I've been going for, it's absolutely a great product, and I stand by that. And you know what? I may not be reaching for it today, but give it a couple weeks and styles will change and I'll be reaching for it every day. Oh, I forgot there's a spoolie on the other end. I don't even know why I just grabbed the spoolie. I'm so silly. I'm just gonna fill in some gaps. The shade that I'm using is Soft Black, shade number 8, which I think matches my natural brow hairs the best. See, pencils I like to apply before I apply my brow gels, but brow markers I like to apply after. One thing I must mention with this product is because it's so fine, you end up going through product pretty quickly. But the fact that it has not broke off on me is saying a lot. ColourPop, yeah, I'm looking at you. What's up with all your pencils breaking off the moment I try to line? Come on now. It's 2021, we got options. And this brow pencil is definitely an option that I like. Wow, like the fact that this little micro fine ass little pencil has not broken is astonishing to me, and I'm dragging it through my brows. And my brows aren't soft. All right, just gonna blend out that product. Gonna refill wherever I need a refill. This is why I don't really gravitate towards brow pencils nowadays. It's tedious. It's a lot more work. These past 12 months have made me so lazy with my makeup. I don't want to create all these avant-garde looks. Do you want to wear avant-garde looks? I don't think so. But these brows do look good. A little evil. A little evil. I could have, you know, toned them down a pinch. See, if you round them out, they suddenly don't look as evil anymore. Just a tip. Now it's time for me to talk about a fail brow product for the month. I have two, actually. Don't mind if I do. You know how I was just talking about brow pens and markers, etc. for the fluffy brow? Yeah, so this Kevyn Aucoin True Feather Brow Marker Gel Duo that has a gel and a marker on the other side was absolutely a fail for me because the marker was not pigmented at all. It was super runny, barely visible on the skin. The colors were just so pale. I mean, do you even see it on my hand? And this is the shade Brunette. Like, this was absolutely not good compared to my NYX brow pen that I love. And from a brand like Kevyn Aucoin, I expect so much more. My expectations are higher. This is an iconic brand and I want to love the product. I expect better, and I want this product to return in a better version of itself, you know? For $28 on a brow duo, I expect it to basically do my eyes for me without me having to lift a finger. Secondly, really was not a fan of this Bare Minerals Strength and Length Serum Infused Brow Gel. I mean, it's gotta be one or the other. It's gotta be either a serum that helps my brows or my lashes grow, or it's gotta grip it and it's gotta seal my brows in place like a gel. It can't be both. I feel like that's just not gonna work for a brow product. So this was definitely more on the serum side. It didn't really do much for sealing my brows in place. I didn't reach for it after the first time that I tried it, and I'm not gonna reach for it again, sadly. Those are my thoughts on brows. So to seal in my brow hairs, I'm gonna use my NYX brow glue and just like quickly go over these guys. This is what happens when I don't seal my brows in place. My hair pushes forward and it pushes my brow hairs down, and this is just not a look. So I need grip, I need glue. I can't have no serum. It's gotta be super glue, not Gorilla Glue. And now I'm ready to talk about some eyeshadow palettes. I have lots of eyeshadow palettes that I tried this month. I don't have a fail because I liked all of them. So in no particular order, I liked Dominique Cosmetics Transition Palette. This one is a beautiful neutral palette with large pans, 15 shades, all very natural, very warm, perfect for everyday looking. But the cool thing about this palette is that all these shades can also be used on your face. So there's blush options, there's contour options, there's brightening options, there's sculpting options. I mean, if Broadway was open, I imagine that some of these shades could even be used on stage for like extreme sculpting. So this, I would say, is a great palette for every day. It's something that I would 100% recommend to you guys. It's something that I've been reaching for a lot, and it's been helping me a lot. Next up, I actually really like this Urban Decay Naked Wild West palette. I thought the color story of this Naked palette was interesting and different enough from the other Naked palettes. So there's definitely something separating this one. I like the fact that there's some teal shades in here, so it gives it that vibe. Ultimately, the quality was the same as all the previous Naked palettes. And just generally speaking, I'm a fan of the Naked series. And the last palette from the month that I really enjoyed was Artist Couture's Ethereal Bloom palette. This one is spring in a palette. So just happy. This feels happy to me. This looks very happy. I want to dive into all these colors. I love the packaging of these Artist Couture palettes. The previous couple of palettes also have this very chic, kind of like curved edges, soft vibe about it. Also so sleek. I don't know. I'm just into this packaging. I'm into the mirror. I like the fact that it's not an overwhelming amount of eyeshadows. It's just 8, but you can definitely create a cohesive look with these shades. So for today, I'm gonna use all these palettes that I just mentioned. Not heavily, because you know, we're not gonna go for anything crazy. I'm gonna use my Fenty Beauty primer just across my fold, because that's where I tend to get very oily. Just making sure everything is nice and prepped and primed. First, I'm gonna dip into Toffee from the Transition palette using my Mario E3 brush. I'm gonna add a bit of that to the outer portion of my eye socket, just softly, just gently, adding a little bit of definition. Just blending that out, like that. And then with my Mario E5 brush, I'm gonna dip into this grayish shade called Laredo from the Naked Wild West. I'm gonna add that to the inner portion, kind of like that. Just like blend it out, buff it out. but it totally changes my eye shape. It really emphasizes the inner portion of my lid, and it makes it seem just a little bit more outlined. And do the same thing on the other side, on the outer corner, but I'm not going to meet the two. So I'm just gonna keep the darkness and allow that gray shade to actually look like a shadow. So I'm just trying to deepen this corner as well as deepen this corner. All right, that looks pretty good at this point. I'm gonna softly make them meet, but not too obvious. And I'm also gonna add a little bit of that Laredo to the lower lash line, just like that. Next, same brush. I'm gonna go for an even darker shade. This one, Coal, from the Transition palette. And I'm gonna deepen this edge some more. Not keeping too precise here. Just adding some depth and darkness and a little bit more of that Coal on the lower lash line, just on the outer portion like that. Oh, that looks so pretty. Next up, I'm going for a vibrant color. I'm going for this turquoise or teal pastel-y shade called Angelic. And I'm going to pat that all over my lid. This is a really bright shade, very pigmented shade. It sticks so brilliantly onto the lid, and I love that. I mean, do you see that pigment? That is what you sign up for when it comes to an eyeshadow palette with colors. You want color payoff. You may not necessarily want color payoff when it comes to neutrals, because you want it to blend in with your skin, you want it to be kind of barely there, resemble shadow, etc. But with colors, my expectations are slightly different, especially with such vibrant colors like this teal. You can probably see I left a tiny spot here in the center because I want to add a little bit of that metallic teal. It's actually almost the same shade, this Divinity and this Bud. Definitely very similar vibes. Actually, Divinity is a lot lighter and Bud is a lot darker. I'm gonna go for Bud though. It's just a pinch prettier to me, in my opinion. And I'm gonna stamp that right there in that little blank space that I left. Just like a super sliver space of a blank space. For just that little touch. And let's see, what if I add Divinity on top? Will that do anything? Oh, just a little hint of sparkle is all we needed. Love that. All right, so now I have a little bit of fallout that I'm gonna whisk away. Not the sticky kind of fallout. We don't love her. All right, cute. So now none of these palettes actually have a shimmery highlighter, so that's kind of a bummer, but that's okay because I have tons of JACLYN Hill highlighters that I could utilize. I'm actually gonna reach for this shade Sparks, which is probably one of my favorite highlighters from her collection. And yes, it is a favorite highlighter for the month because they really had no competition this month. These were the only highlighters that came out this month, with the exception of the Fail one that I will mention in a sec. These highlighters are very good. They are very soft. They're flattering. There's a highlighter for pretty much every single skin tone out there, meaning that the shade range covers all the skin tones, so we love that. I don't know, just in general, I thought this was a very successful launch for JACLYN Cosmetics. I enjoyed everything from the collection. Really enjoyed the blush bronzer duos, really loved the highlighters. Actually found myself excited for these products. I found myself excited to be reaching for them days after I reviewed them. So that should tell you something. All right, there we go. Eye look is almost complete. I'm gonna move on and talk about a liquid liner that I did not love this month, and it is the Bite Beauty Upswing Extreme Longwear Liquid Eyeliner. Now the product in this container and the format of this liner, the fact that it's a dippy liner, I actually like. The problem with it is the wand. The wand is just extremely stiff. It's very, very hard, and it's really not very painterly. So I had a lot of trouble with this product. I'm actually gonna attempt to use it. Oh shit. Did I just like splatter eyeliner all over my brand new shirt? Ew. We're gonna move on. I'm gonna use an eyeliner brush, Laura Lee Los Angeles. I'm gonna scoop some of this product off of the wand because the liner itself was pretty good. But honestly, this is not very efficient and I will probably not use it again. But because I've already used it, I might as well just get one more use out of it since it's here. But don't think for once that I love it. I don't love it. All right, I'm gonna wing that out. I'm gonna swing it back. This part I can definitely fill in because it doesn't require me to be precise. Yeah, this liner is just not an ideal situation for me. It's taking way too long. And the fact that I'm keeping the product open is actually drying it up on the wand that is so stiff. So it's making it harder for me to pick it up. Oh man. I said I wasn't gonna use a fail in this video ever. And here I am, using a fail. Woo! Feel like there's gonna be one of those liners. Never ending story. And it stained my shirt. Ugh. We were able to make it work. But you know what? I wanted a secondary line. So I took my time off camera to apply the little inner corner liner and the top liner surrounding the blue. I feel like it came out cute, but it definitely was a never-ending story with this liner. It's my last time using it. I've given it enough attempts. I don't like it. It's a fail. The product is good, but the component is absolute trash. Mind you, I'm really good at liner. Like, I have a super steady hand, and this is even difficult for me. Anyway, moving right along. I'm gonna curl my lashes. I feel like I could go for a natural lash moment today for this look, or maybe, I don't know, I'll add some like half lashes or something. I want to talk about my new favorite mascara for the month, and it is a mascara that I have not yet mentioned here on YouTube. You have not seen me test it out, even though I have been testing it out for some time now. I'm talking about the new Wet n Wild Big Poppa Mascara. Now, this was actually sent to me by the brand. They wanted me to test it out for an Instagram partnership, which we did, and let me tell you, this mascara is absolutely amazing. The reason why I love it is because it's not even said to be waterproof, and it does not smudge on my smudgy eyes. So I love that for me. The fact that it also gives me just like the longest, the most voluminous lashes ever is a bonus. So let me just show you rather than tell you what I'm talking about. I love the wand. I love how easy this product is to apply. It's really inexpensive, available at the drugstore, and I am a huge fan. So generally speaking, you should know this about me. I would never accept a partnership with a brand for a product that I did not love or believe in. That is honestly one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to influencers and brand partnerships. People constantly talking about this product is their favorite, hashtag ad or whatever, and then you never see them use it again. Like, what? How is it your favorite? When the only reason why you're saying that is because you're paid for it. It's frustrating, I know, but you won't get that kind of BS here, not on my channel. We are Team Truth, and this natural lash is fabulous, darling. So, so good. Not clumpy at all. And I'm not paid to say this. I just truly enjoy this mascara. No, this isn't a paid product promotion or insertion, none of that. No, this is just me truly loving a product. Honestly, what I always enjoy about non-waterproof formulas is that they give you the ability to build up the lash. Waterproof formulas, unfortunately, don't really have that capability. So comparing this one to my Maison Collagen Fix, they definitely make my lashes look more dramatic, more fuller, but the Maison Collagen Fix is a more natural looking lash. It gives you that spiky sort of fullness, whereas this one actually gives you volume and it gives you that separation without the clumps. Oh yes. All right, now lower lashes time. This month I also tried out Benefit's Their Real Magnum Mascara, but honestly I haven't really had a chance to test it out any further because I was just so focused on testing this one. At first, the Benefit mascara seemed a little gimmicky to me, but then it looked really nice on my lower lashes, so I can't exactly call it a fail. It's definitely something that I need to get into and test out in different ways, I think. I mean, this is about as beautiful and full as my lower lashes can ever look. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not blessed with super long, super curled lashes. I have the short, straight Asian soldiers, and that's fine, but I know how to work with them. I don't think I need falsies. I think for this look, this is perfect. We're almost at the end. I'm gonna apply my same JACLYN Hill highlighter to my actual cheekbones real quick, just to bring everything together. I love the shade Sparks. It's just so right. Just like that, and just like that. Do you see how wet it looks? Like, just so gorge. I almost forgot to mention a fail highlighter that I absolutely hated. You already know, it's the new ColourPop X Bambi Morning Light Pixie Puff highlighter for the face and body. First of all, I love this concept for the body, but for the face, this highlighter was unfortunately just like not sparkly enough, or rather it was sparkly. It just didn't have the pigment. It was very like flesh tone and just kind of barely there. Didn't really do much of anything. So I didn't really enjoy that. Wasn't flattering on me. It's a fail. Moving on to the lips, my absolute favorite lip liners from the month go to Persona Cosmetics. They kill it with their lip products every single time, period, point blank. I also love their blushes. I love their liquid lipsticks. I love their glosses. They are just so nice. These shades 90210, Dusk, and Rosewood are just so gorgeous. They look like your lips, but slightly peachier, slightly browner, slightly more tan, or slightly more rosy. They're just like so good and so flattering. I'm absolutely obsessed with them. They are so creamy too. You can use them all over your lips for like an actual lip color. For today, I'm gonna pair my favorite lip liner of the month with my favorite lipstick for the month, and it is the new Maybelline Ultimatte, oh shoot, I called it Intimatte in my previous video, Ultimatte lipstick. There's a bunch of shades here in the Ultimatte line. I love them all. I swatched them all in one of my videos. Reviewing new drugstore makeup, I believe, was the one. They are just so creamy. They remind me of the YSL thin, skinny lipsticks. Today I'm gonna go for the shade More Buff. I feel like it'll go well with my look. I'm gonna line my lips, the shade Dusk. You see how creamy? Just like so easy. On its own, it's just so stunning. So here is More Buff. I actually think this lipstick and lip liner combo is a good match. And overall, I think this look is kind of fire. Like something about it is a little retro, a little throwback, but also kind of current and kind of right. I'm into it. Also, one additional fave in the miscellaneous category, this QUAY Australia 24K gold jewelry is absolutely amazing quality. I love the necklace. This necklace is so cool. You can wear it in multiple different ways. Basically, this section hooks onto any section of the chain. You can wear it long, or you can wear it like this as a choker with a little attachment. These earrings are so great. I know a bunch of you already told me that you purchased this one just because it looks so cool, and I know it does. I keep wearing it because it's just really, really great quality. I don't know if they're all completely sold out. I will link below if they are not sold out. And if they're not sold out, I feel like I need to get my hands on a couple more pieces just for gifts from my friends and family. These are 14 karat gold. They are available on the QUAY Australia website. These earrings are $40, and I feel like that's a really, really good, reasonable price. I am kind of obsessed. So anyway, I had to mention that to you guys. I like this look. I got nowhere to go, but I got pictures to take and I got dinner to make. So that's pretty much it for these Faves X fails. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, for tuning in. Hit that notification bell so you can see all of my videos. And now it's time for me to depart. I'm going to zoom on out so that you can check out my next couple of videos, a video that you may like, and my most recent video in case you haven't watched it yet. Click it. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Mwah.